With Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson, it's finished here at the J Davidson Stadium. Altrincham 1, Oldham 1. Your thoughts on the game, Phil?
Heart attack on toast at the end. We love at the moment gifting teams an opportunity, and we've been massively let off the hook, but I thought overall with the performance throughout we deserved a point, but we could have easily have thrown it away there at the end.
Oldham started really well, first 20 minutes, getting onto the ball, but Ethan Ross has pulled off a fantastic save, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and that's what Ethan's there to do. We expect him to make key saves for us, and he's made an outstanding one there at the end. But as you said, the opening exchange, he's a little bit frustrated because we knew they would come and press us almost man for man, and we just wanted to get it into our front three because we felt we could really hurt them. And when the players on the pitch figured it out and followed the instructions, we did. We created some really good opportunities, far better than what they did. I know that the goal's a really good one for them, a mistake by us, but brilliant play. Was it from Norwood who just slots in the next man to score? So that's the difference in experience, the know-how. But I felt earlier on in the game, some of the areas we got into, some of the chances that just scraped the outside of the post. The 1v1 scenarios is what we wanted to do because we felt our front three could really expose their back three at times. And it must have been a good game to watch. As I said, it's not great from the sidelines at times because you're not going to have complete control because, again, sometimes you have to take a step back and remember we're playing Oldham Athletic and we're Altrincham and we go toe-to-toe with everyone who comes here, and when we play away sometimes it's our undoing, but that's why we've got our rewards today and that's why we got back in the game.
You go behind to a James Norwood goal, and we've said it already, he's so clinical at this level, but you must be delighted with the way that your lads reacted.
Yeah, well, exactly. So once we got on top of what we were trying to achieve out of the game, the initial game plan, I thought we were superb for probably as good a 25 minutes of attacking play as we produced this season. And then second half, it was just a scrap, wasn't it? I don't think either team really had great possession. There was probably a little bit of territory in their favour. But you should imagine that from them, that they're Oldham Athletic. So it's an occasion where our lads have certainly turned up, rode the luck at the end, but sometimes you need that little bit of luck. But when you've got Ethan Ross in goal, it's not always luck. It's
superb,
Ethan.
wasn't he?
He was
Absolutely
outstanding,
superb today. Just a word as well on your substitutes, because Newby's come on, pinpoint cross, what a finish from Regan Linney to get the equaliser.
Yeah, well, we keep talking about impact of players coming on, so although we didn't get the win on against Forest Green, George Wilson comes on, gets the goal, Matty Coslow assists, so Alex Newby comes on, gives us that quality from the set piece, and I think that's Regan Linney's first ever headed goal, so he'll be delighted with that. And it is something that we've been working on heavily, our delivery of the ball into the box, our ability to go and attack the ball. I know that sounds really basic and people think lads should just be able to do that anyway, but modern day players aren't that way inclined, unfortunately, so we've got to work on that, and we've got to get that even better because it's been a bit of a strength of ours this season.
Just a word on George Wilson, especially second half. I thought he grabbed that great game by the scruff of the neck. He was outstanding.
I thought that's the best we've seen, George. That version of George Wilson there is what I saw at Colville, why we signed him. That George Wilson there run all over Notts County when Colville beat him in, was it the FA Cup or Trophy? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the FA Cup. And he was outstanding, and that is what I brought to the football club. I don't think anyone's seen it yet. And George knows he's capable of it. He's a very confident young man. And he's set his bar now. I know he's capable. He's got to produce that every week now, and if he does, he won't be here very long. He's another one who will go on again.
You lost Lewis Baines to injury at half-time, but Jake Cooper came on second half. He didn't put a foot wrong, did he?
No, he didn't. And it's been difficult for Jake because he was outstanding last season, and he's had one of them games at Sutton where he had to come out. It was just really unfortunate. Probably every mistake he's going to make in a season in one hit. And you know what? It takes great character and attitude to be able to come on against Oldham at home and sort of pick up the mantle that Lewis is leaving behind, leaving the pitch. And I thought he did superbly well.
How important is it, you feel, in terms of the squad depth now? You got Redding comes on, influences a game. Newby comes on, influences a game. Cooper comes on and influences a game. It's a really strong squad now at Altrincham.
It's imperative. And then you look at, I keep bringing Matty up because I feel like he's a bit of the forgotten man at times, and I know he's probably feeling that at the moment, but he's such a big player for us and he will play a part for us, Matty Coslow that is. And it is important. We're going to need everyone because you could see we were getting tired legs. We needed to freshen it up. I felt their subs made them a little bit stronger. Ours did make an impact. But you can see the strength and depth of the squads, the quality, the experience that they're able to bring on. Yeah, we're bringing on really talented young men, fresh impetus going on onto the pitch. But I felt that was the difference between the two today. They had that little bit more strength and depth. But our lads acquitted themselves great, and we've got great belief in our squad and our young players, and they're only going to get better for experiences like this.
Goals have been a problem up to today's game and scored 3, but I thought the front 3, Bickerstaff came in. I thought he showed some brilliant touches. Amalazor, what a battle he had against Murphy at the back there. That was really good. And Regan Linney, some really good attacking play. And as you quite rightly say, also give him on another day, could have scored a few today.
I think so. That 25 minutes, he's us all over. Real intent, real purpose. We counter-attacking play as much as we want to control possession. With the way they set up in that, well, I think they played more of a diamond today than a 3-4-2-1. But the way they set up, they're always going to have the overload in midfield. But again, with the single pivot they had in there with the diamond, our wingers were able to get joy coming into the pockets and driving at the men rather than just going in behind. So that gave us a bit of space to play in, and they didn't disappoint. That's Justin again. We've been waiting for that from Justin. He's shown fits and spurts. He's got a bit like George. Justin's one of the best, if not the best winger in this division. He's got to show up like that every week if he wants to, again, get his move, because they all want to go on to bigger and better things. He's in his last year of his contract. Everyone's expecting big things of him, and when he delivers like that, listen, that's what we want to see. That's what entertains people. That's why you pay to watch football, when you see somebody who can go past people out with real power, purpose, quality. And then, like you said, Jacob Bickerstaff, the reason I brought him here, we tried to get him a couple of times last season with a window, and them being a Welsh team, Wrexham, it just wasn't possible. We kept missing the boat on that. But you saw the goal he scored against, did he score 2 or 1? I can't remember, when we played Wrexham in the trophy, I think it was. He was electric that night, and that's what he's going to bring. He's very similar to Regan Linney, a different type, but similar in terms of real pace, power, and he's a natural goal scorer. And then Regan, everyone knows about Regan anyway, so he really showed up today. And again, Regan's coming to that age where he probably looks a bit younger than what he is, 27, going on for that kind of, coming into his prime now. And what he did, what top goal scorers do, when it counts, he delivers, and he delivered today.
Yeah, it's a wonderful goal. Just a word on the crowd. It's rocking here today. Perfect playing conditions. Pitch looks fantastic. 3,600 inside the J Davidson Stadium. Fantastic support as well from the Alty faithful, along with nearly 1,500 fans from Oldham as well.
Brilliant. I mean, we needed that today. We needed the big turnout, because they were obviously going to come. I know there's a bit of disappointment of how much we allow them to have, but listen, every penny counts here now. We've got to get the money in the coffers, whether anyone likes it or not. I don't like giving them additional seatage, but if we can't fill it, we've got to make sure we are filling the stadium. And it was a brilliant atmosphere, as you said. It was a fiercely contested game, and we've had such a tough start. When you look at who we've played, pretty much everyone bar Maidenhead are in the top 10. It's been a real tough start. We've been punished for any mistake, bar today, where our big players bailed us out at the end, Ethan. So hopefully that can be a little bit of a turning point for us, where we get a little bit of luck, but we can't rely on luck. We've got to do better at certain moments. We've got to learn from these games where we're playing the best teams in the division. I'm certain of that. I'm looking at what we've come up against. Hey, we haven't played a Gateshead yet, who obviously had a great start. But the teams we're coming up against are the best in the division so far. And we've had a lot of away fixtures, and to play Oldham on the back of 2 defeats, you're fearing the worst, because things haven't been going for us. But the only way you can turn the tide is by believing in what you're doing, believing in the players and the fans getting behind us. And I want to thank all the fans today, because without you, we probably don't get over the line there. We don't have the belief that we can do it. So I've got nothing but praise for our fans. And listen, I'll give the Oldham fans a little bit as well. They made for a great atmosphere. So thanks for turning up.
Thanks for your time, Phil.
Thank you.